Here are some info and tasty notes on the Singleton of Glendullan 12-year-old. So the Glendullan distillery has been around for quite a long time, but usually a lot of its malt was getting pushed into blended whiskey. So particular stuff like Old Par used to use a lot of their stock. And only in the last decade or so have Diageo started releasing their whiskies as a little bit more of a kind of single malt to be able to enjoy on its own. So interestingly enough, the brand Singleton kind of showcases a different variant in different parts of the globe. So Glendullan in particular, I think, is for the US market, whereas if you try Singleton in Asia, for example, you'll probably pick up a Singleton of Glenord, and if you're trying it in Europe and Africa, you'll generally be doing the Singleton of Dufton. So interesting, they use different whiskies for different flavor profiles based on different markets, because obviously, you know, people are drinking different whiskies in different parts of the world and enjoying slightly different palates. So this whiskey is aged in a combination of ex-bourbon casks, American oak, as well as European oak casks. So you can see it by the color. It's got a nice warm amber glow to it. Definitely see that there has been some sherry cask influence in there. If you have a go on the nose of this, it's quite interesting because there's not necessarily loads of layers inside the nose, but there's very definite aromas that you're picking up. So you'll definitely get loads of cereal, so that really interesting cereal note. It just smells like when you've ground up the barley to be able to start the fermentation process. And then you're also going to get quite a lot of lemon zest coming off on the nose. Maybe hints of pear too, but while I say it's not necessarily very complex on the nose, very definitive. If you have a taste of that, what you'll start picking up is maybe some of the pear and cinnamon notes coming through, like that hint of spiciness. It's got a wonderful creaminess to it though. It definitely coats the tongue, really easy to drink. It's got hints of vanilla at the end, and it finishes quite tart, which is quite fun because it kind of entices you back in for another sip. So endlessly drinkable dram, very pleasant, and just leaves with that wonderful mouthfeel. So I hope you enjoy the Singleton of Glendullan 12-year.